Okay, what's up, guys? My name is TMossBoss, and I wanted to let you guys know about Anchor. Anchor is an app that you can download to record your podcast in the easiest way ever. Like, it doesn't require a whole lot to know. Like, you just pretty much press record and you just start doing your podcast and stuff. I don't know what you plan on doing, but you plan on doing something. That's why you're here. So, yeah, download Anchor, or you could go to their website, anchor.fm, and yeah, you could do it straight from your computer too. So yeah, it's easy. They distribute everything to they distribute your podcast to every streaming services like out there, Spotify, Apple Music, anywhere. Okay, and then you can monetize it, so you're making money off of what you love doing. All right, so people, make sure you do it. Make sure you download Anchor, or you go to their website, anchor.fm. I will talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for listening. Peace. Okay, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. What do I plan on talking about? I don't even know. I can't even do I'm trying to think. Maybe I could do a random talk, but I don't even know what to talk about. Like, that's the crazy part about it. I can't say that I did go out and get me some better markers for my shoes that I'm customizing. Yeah, I was man, that was so messed up. Like, getting the markers I thought would work and they didn't even work. And even like markers, these other markers, because hold on for a second, let me see if that gets like the details and stuff. But yeah, I guess that's okay, get the details. But yeah, man, it was like it was a little frustrating, getting whatever I was getting. Yeah, these, what do they call them? Like intensity markers by Bic. It did not help at all, but yeah, went ahead, got those. But no, I got two just in case. I got like this giant Sharpie, a Magnum Sharpie, and then this Marks a Lot marker. But the Marks a Lot marker, it looks a little weird when you put it on shoes. So I had to like draw over it with the Sharpie, because I'm like, nah, that don't look right. That don't look right. But now with the Sharpie, it's feels nice. Doesn't feel like sticky and things or weird, but it actually looks like, well, the part that I painted black, it actually looks like it should be a black shoe. It looks like it was painted instead of drawn on and all scribbled up with the Sharpie and stuff. So yeah, progress. I don't know whether I should do like all black and green or leave some elements of it white. I think I want to do the tongue black and see how that turns out. But yeah, I'm gonna have to like definitely pull this tongue out as much as I can. Dang, I'm gonna probably have to go get me some. Yeah, I think I was gonna have to make that decision. Go get me some tape tomorrow, because yeah, there's like parts of it that I don't want to mess up on. So definitely gonna have to do that. Get some tape, see how it all turns out. Hopefully it turns out good. If not, then yeah, then I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking I should get like a green, like one of these, like a big giant like Magnum Sharpie, but it's green. But I'm watching wrestling, and there's like one wrestler. He's just super extra for no reason. It's this wrestler named Sami Zayn. That guy, he is super extra for no reason. Like, I don't understand. I don't understand like some wrestlers. I guess like the wrestler that he's trying to hype up, he he has like his own way. And like at first I was like, I don't know what he's out here doing, but I guess. But he did Sami Zayn though. I'm like, it was just one day where he just decided that he was just gonna be really extra for no reason. But I wonder if they're gonna show this wrestler. I think he really hurt his head last week because he got slammed on the piano. Oh, I guess he didn't. Cause I thought I seen when he grabbed his head and it looked like blood, like he was like some blood had came from his head or something. So I was like, dang. clipped his head on the piano. Yep, I knew they were gonna show it. Cause I seen when he, dang, that was a nasty cut. Dang, it had to get stitched up and everything. Yeah, because he clipped his head on the piano. I seen how it looked, or I seen, like, when his head had hit and stuff. Then he, like, reached for his head, and then you seen blood in his hands. I was like, man, sometimes in wrestlers, I was telling that to a coworker. Okay, so I think we got something here. I'm gonna continue on and see where I lead from here. But anyways, yeah, I was telling a coworker because they were asking me, like, was wrestling staged? And I'm like, yeah, them, like, you know, coming out, so I'm like, well, I'm going to beat you down at WrestleMania and this and that. Like, that. Why my TV? Oh, okay. TV was acting a little weird. But anyways, like, yeah, they're like, their arguments and them, like, getting into it and stuff. Yeah, that stage, because really these guys is, like, cool people in real life. Like, they cool amongst each other and stuff. But, yeah, them, like, wrestling stunts that they be doing and things, like getting hit with chairs, jumping off of stuff. Like, I mean, I was just explaining to you guys that this wrestler today, he got slammed by another wrestler on the piano, and his head clipped the piano and stuff. But I've seen that. I remember that one, I was telling that to the coworker, that there was one wrestler, so it was a ladder match. And they were, like, fighting over a ladder, or they were kind of, like, hovering over one ladder. And this wrestler jumped off of the corner of the ring and slammed on one of the ladders. And a ladder came up and hit a wrestler in his face, shattered his nose, had both of his eyes swollen. He actually had to be excluded from the match because his injuries was just, like, he could not continue on. He could not continue on. And so there was that. What other wrestling moments do I remember where wrestlers got injured? Oh, yeah, the one wrestler, he was trying to do, like, a flip or, like, so both of the wrestlers were standing on the corner of the ring. One wrestler was facing, like, the outside of the ring, and then there was another wrestler where he was standing on, like, what they call it, the turnbuckle. So he was standing on that. And then, okay, so I just seen one wrestler, he just threw the chair out the ring, like, guess he don't like sitting in chairs. But anyways, back to the story of what happened. So the wrestler was, like, yeah, standing on the turnbuckle, and then when he tried to flip over the wrestler and, like, slam him into the mat, he landed on his leg wrong, and you just see his whole leg just, like, the way that a leg bends, it went the opposite way. So it looked, yeah, I think they were all like, yeah, his, like, oh, it dislocated. I'm like, no, that's broken. That is broken. I ain't never heard of no leg dislocation or, like, something like that. Like, nah, that did not look right. So yeah, I was all like, they be saying that, like, the wrestling's fake. I'm like, yeah, maybe, like, the storylines and all that stuff, but no, them wrestlers, when they really get injured, they are really injured. Like, you can't fake no injury like that. So that's why I'm like, nah, I'm not hearing it. So why does my TV keep going? It's acting weird. But anyways, yeah, I'm like, it's people, they can say what they want about wrestling being fake, but it's not fake. Like, I guess there are people who be expecting it to be like UFC or something like that. Like, you know, these guys are taking elbows and all that stuff and knees to the face. But no, like, sometimes people, they just like to see a wrestler do, like, 2 backflips in the air and slam on another wrestler, and then they fall through a table, and then it's just wreckage and mayhem going all over the place. Like, I would rather watch wrestling than UFC. Let me just say that out loud and stuff. And I know people are like, bro, how can you say something like that? UFC is so much better. To some people, UFC might be better, but wrestling, like, I like it. I like it a lot. Like, that, it was funny because wrestling was, like, one of the first few shows I started watching when I had moved to the house that I'm currently living in right now. So, yeah, I remember when I was a kid, and when I was just, like, more so it's like, because I had got my own room, I got my own TV, I didn't know what shows to watch, cartoons wasn't on in the middle of the night and stuff, so I think my curfew was, like, I had to be in bed, or not curfew, but I had to be in bed by, like, 9 or something like that. And Monday Night Raw and SmackDown came on during that time. Like, yeah, Monday Night Raw, I remember back in it, like, a few years ago or some point in time, they was going on from, like, 9 to 11. Now it goes on from 8 to 11. And then there was like SmackDown. It would be on from 8 to 10, and so during that time period where I'm like supposed to be in bed asleep, I was sitting there flipping through the channels and stuff, and I seen wrestling. I think what I had seen, I think one of the first wrestling memories I have, and for the fans out there that are like wrestling fans and stuff, I seen when it was like a preview, or they were showing like one of the pay-per-views that had happened the night before, and I think it had to. I think it could have been, no, I think it was SmackDown. That was the first show I had watched, because it was so. All right, Scott, I'm like getting distracted and stuff because I'm like, all right, some stuff's about to go down, but anyways, all right, not getting distracted, but. They showed when the wrestler Undertaker, I think, it was Undertaker and Batista, and their rivalry, that I think was the main reason why I really liked wrestling, was because of their rivalry that they had and stuff. And so I caught I think the final moments of their rivalry, and I think that was what I had seen. It was a pay-per-view called Backlash, and Batista, and so Undertaker was on the stage. He was like all like hurt from the beatdown or whatever fight that he was just into with Batista. Batista goes running full speed, tackles him off the stage. They fall into this like part of the stage that you couldn't really see, but then you just see a part of the like scenery or the area of the the stage and things like kind of fall on top of them, and this big explosion happened. You guys gotta understand, like, I like explosions and big things falling, like that type of stuff. It's entertaining. Like, I can seriously just watch that type of stuff all day. So when I seen that with wrestling, I'm like, dang. Kid me is all like, wow, I didn't know two humans had that type of power and stuff. So that's why I was like, ever since then, I was always like, I remember asking my mom, can I stay up to watch wrestling and stuff? Because wrestling was good. Plus, I was able to stay up late at night, and that was the only reason why. So, always had to respect the fact that wrestling was one of the most entertaining shows I started watching and stuff when I was able. And I think I remember I had watched like a wrestling match like years ago and things, and out of all the wrestling matches I know, because like, look, kid me also, I was also liking the divas on wrestling, and I remember this was like an era of wrestling where they didn't really care. But I remember they had the women wrestlers mud wrestling, and I seen that, and I'm like, I don't know why, but I can watch this. Like, they're getting dirty and stuff, but you got these like women wrestlers in bikinis and things wrestling in mud. Like, there's like, it triggers a part of a man's brain when he sees that type of stuff, and he's like, well, kid me, man or kid, it triggers a part of their brain where they're all like, especially a kid. He's like, I can look at women differently now. Like, I mean, honestly, a girl ain't gonna go to school and start doing that, but a man, he's like, or but it's just like that moment where they're like, wow, like I can watch this, and I have no regrets watching it and stuff. So that was like the one and only time. And like me, I was like, I had so many things running through my mind when I was a kid. I was like, I wasn't really I didn't really care for it, but I was like, that moment, I was like, wow, that was interesting and stuff. So that was like, I think like the first, and I don't remember who was even mud wrestling and stuff. It was just one of the mud wrestling matches out there and stuff. But anyways, Then I was like, then when I had got into wrestling, it was just upsetting, like seeing how fun and just cool wrestling was. Like back before they got like all like PG and stuff and things. I think I might just, because like, not to get off subject, but I think this episode is just gonna be about like my history with wrestling and things, because I've mainly been talking about that. But and my TV is just acting weird, but it keeps like black screening for no reason. But anyways, but when I had started watching wrestling, I started watching wrestling like maybe 2006, 2007. I think that Batista and Undertaker rivalry was going on in 2007, so I started watching it then. And it was like, seemed like it was cool then, but as I started watching more of it, then that's when they decided that, oh, we're gonna be all kid, like, friendly and PG and stuff. because I think like, I'm not gonna talk about the story, but there is a serious like subject that had happened in wrestling where they was like, yeah, we don't want this to overall be what kids like hear and read about, and their favorite wrestler not appearing on TV and stuff. Like, it was a pretty like serious matter and stuff. Like, it's something where I'm like, it's kind of a sensitive subject. Like, I don't feel too comfortable like just talking about it and things. But so anyways, after that, then they decided to get all kid friendly and things, and it was just overall like wrestling didn't really seem the same anymore. And I was like, then watching it like back like when it was taking place in the 90s, like I remember when I was buying like, or when my parents to politically correct and stuff, my parents was buying me these wrestling DVDs. Because, me being a big fan, I was watching, like, the wrestling matches, like, back in the 90s, and then, like, the early 2000s and stuff, and here it was, these wrestlers, they were, like, jumping off of cages, jumping off of ladders. Rey Mysterio, he would take his mask off occasionally, and you can actually see his face. What else? They were cussing and all that stuff. There's this one wrestling show that I really like, and it's called AEW, and that it brings you back to those days. Like, I think that's what wrestlers they like, or what fans like they really like, because it's funny how this AEW company, I don't remember hearing too much of this company, like, and I've been watching wrestling shows for years. Like, I remember I tried watching the one wrestling show, TNA Impact, and I was like, this show, it's like, it was messed up because some of my favorite wrestlers was on that show, and I'm like, I don't know. Maybe I should have given that show a chance. Like, but I don't know. I don't see too many reasons why I should go watch that show. Maybe one day, but other than that, no. AEW, because right now I have to say the two big wrestling companies would be AEW and WWE. And, AEW, they seriously, like, if you're that wrestling fan that's like, man, like, I really miss when wrestling was, like, these guys was cussing, didn't care about none of the, like, the extra stuff. Like, they were just out here, they showing this commercial that I like. This dude, it was like a Pepsi commercial, and this, like, tall-looking guy was dancing. It's like, he was, I think I talked about this commercial before, like, He was really feeling this dance and stuff. I'm like, that's how you're supposed to do anything. You don't have no real reason why you dancing. You just dancing. But anyways, no, this all right. I like dance. Like, then he like paused and then continued on dancing and stuff. But anyways, back to what I was talking about. But I was like, AEW, when that show had came out, I was like, yo, like, it's funny because I've been watching WWE for years. I think I even did an episode talking about like how like WWE and versus AEW and stuff, and which one is better. And I've been watching WWE for years. But when AEW, when they came out, it's funny because it comes on Wednesdays, and also WWE, they have their show NXT where that comes out on Wednesdays. And me being a diehard WWE fan, right? Like, you would think like, oh, okay, well, AEW is just gonna have to wait. No, they come on at the same times, so I can't like decide to like watch something else and things. But no, AEW, I ended up watching it and stuff, and I don't know how much. I hope they come out with a easier. I don't know how to order their pay-per-view, but I might just order their pay-per-view. I think it comes on this Sunday. And I'm trying to save some money. I'm trying to eat this weekend things up until I get paid. So right now they showing when this one Undertaker. This guy's like 50 years old, still choke slamming wrestlers and things. I mean, age ain't nothing but a number, Like, this man, if he's being fit, Undertaker, he's seriously like one of the most like. I don't know. With me in wrestling, it takes a lot to creep me out. Wrestling has never creeped me out, but Undertaker, like, that dude, he's one of those guys where it's like, yo, like, if wrestling was real, like, it was a real thing, like, these guys is out, they have some serious problems, and that was his whole persona, like, him being this a man from Death Valley came from like some sand or dirt, whatever, and he just started terrorizing people. Yeah, I'm like he's like you would like what you would imagine the Grim Reaper to be and stuff. Like yeah, he's yeah Undertaker. I would say like maybe for some people he would be scary, but for me I'm like, you know what? I like you, but yeah, it was like, cause like I was saying, like him and that Batista beef. I remember that was another thing where I was like, how I was just like when Undertaker when he disappeared, bro. I remember when they were showing when the first time I seen him disappear. I remember it too. They showed where Batista had just finished, cause their rivalry was still going on when I was started watching it. So they showed when Batista he was like walking out of the ring and walking up the ramp, and then the lights go out. Then when the lights came on, Undertaker was standing in the middle of the ring, like with his eyes rolled back, like I guess in a way staring at Batista. But I'm like, how? When his eyes are rolled back, you can't really see what's going on. But anyways, he did that, and then he just disappeared and stuff. And I was like, wow, that's crazy. I didn't know he can appear and disappear things. Once again, kidding me. And yeah, I was like, yeah, I like that. That's pretty cool. And then I think, yeah, I think I talked about this before, but when I was 12, I googled the WWE headquarters phone number, and I talked to somebody there, and I asked them, I was like, how old do you have to be? High pitched voice and everything. Like my voice wasn't deep like how it was right now. It wasn't even in the puberty stage. Like no, my voice was pretty high pitched and stuff. Like that's why I was like when one of my friends. She was a shout out to because it was my friend Priscilla. Shout out to her, but she was telling me about because I asked like her like is your brother in high school, and she was like no, he goes to Kylo Middle School. I have seen her brother. That dude, he should be like okay if he's 13. That to me, I'm like nah, that's a lie. Like that is a flat out lie. Like, you know, you're supposed to like trust and believe in what your best friend says. But I'm like, I heard his voice. I've seen him in person. He doesn't seem like a middle schooler. I'm like, he can at least be like 16, 17 years old. That's what I was thinking. I thought this whole time, I'm like, yo, he should like probably like have a driver's license, like, or he should be going through a driving ed school or something. No, he's in middle school. That's why I'm like, nah, it seriously, it's true. He has to be like the oldest looking kid in his middle school. Cause I remember, I think the last time I remember I had went to middle school, I remember I went there to with my friend so he could go pick up his little brother. All of them look like preschoolers, like they are so small. I'm like, dang. Well, I think I was like me and my friend, we were like talking about that. Like, was we really this small? Like, I don't remember being this small. I remember at least I was looking some teachers in the face and things. Like, what is, no way we were this small. But I guess we were. I'm like, dang, man. I remember me being small. Like, yeah, I was pretty small when I was in, I think in school in general. There's this photo of me I took it was like a school photo. It was like a class photo and stuff. When I was like 14 years old, and yeah, freaking 14-year-old me, I was pretty small. I think I got that photo somewhere still traveling around, but yeah, I was pretty small. I was like, dang. And it's like, it just seems like as I got older, I was like, wow, like I didn't set that. I put on some weight, grew out my, facial hair, grew out the hair on top of my head and stuff. Yeah, I would say that I don't even look the same anymore. Like, I look like either, definitely of course, the older me. But, a twin brother, but I was like the cooler version and stuff. Like, back then, I'm like, I don't know, just afros, no facial hair, like a couple of chin hairs and stuff. That was about it. I was so happy, too. Now I think this episode unturned because I ain't even talking about wrestling anymore and stuff. I don't even know how I got on the subject of, like, my friend. Like, I'm trying to remember. Dang. It's like, that's when it's like when you just be talking and it's like, and then you just have all the time in the world and stuff. Like, you could keep going at it. Like, wow. I don't remember. How did I transition from wrestling to, like, talking about, all right, well, I guess it is going to be a random talk. But, anyways, what was I talking about? Yeah, I was happy when I was like in high school. I think I might have been like 15 or 16 or something when I just started getting a little bit of facial hair. And I was like, wow. Like, I was like, I had like some chin hairs and stuff. I was like, dope. You know, like I'm starting to get like older and things, but nah, it was it didn't really start growing in until like after I think I had graduated and stuff. Them few little chin hairs, like I can pluck them off and be like, well, that was my shaving for the day and things. But yeah, I was like high school. But even like in high school, I remember there's a video of me, I think when it was like, I think I was either 13 or 14 years old. My voice was so high pitched. That video is still up on YouTube till this day. And my voice was so high pitched, and I'm like, I don't understand. If me and him were like, okay, if in that video I'm the same age as my best friend Priscilla, her brother, explain to me how is his voice so deep? Like and I remember there was like a couple of times where I remember like me and her brother, you know, like we were like in the same area, like hanging out, but like all together and things. But I remember it was when we went to this concert, and then when I went over to her house to like play video games and watch TV. But it was like I remember hearing his voice loud and clear. His voice wasn't even cracking. That's why I'm like, it trips me out. It seriously, it trips me out how much. Like, there are some kids that have evolved, okay, in the world. Like, they're not even, like, he got something going on where it's like, all right, yeah, just outshine all that. And I'm pretty sure he's probably surrounded by kids that's, like, high-pitched voice cracking, all that stuff. Like, his voice doesn't even crack. Don't like that. So I'm like, my voice, when did my voice stop cracking? I think my voice has stopped cracking, like, maybe 16, 17. I think I had like a few moments when I was 17, my senior year in high school and stuff. But yeah, when my voice was cracking, bruh, I had me some moments. Like, I think my voice, it cracked like one last time after I graduated from high school and stuff, and I think that was like the final stages of my voice, you know, and stuff. But they're showing the trailer to A Quiet Place Part 2. And I'm like, man, this movie, it's seriously, like, now talking about that, I think, who was I talking to about it? I can't remember if it was my mom or a coworker, but I remember, they're showing this, like, Facebook commercial. I'll get back on A Quiet Place, but they're showing this Facebook commercial. I'm like, I've only seen it a couple of times, but I'm like, can you guys just please stop? Because people don't be doing this in real life. They don't get, gazoos and start playing them with each other and stuff. Nobody acts like that with people. Stop it, okay? But anyways, no, but back on A Quiet Place, I got to talking about that with somebody, and I can't remember who, I think, who was it? It might have been my mom. Let's just say it was my mom. But anyways, yeah, we were like, which is worse, like a zombie apocalypse or A Quiet Place? Because, like, with a zombie apocalypse, I guess, like, yeah, you know, these guys, like, they only be walking. But then you gotta think, like, there was also Dawn of the Dead. So there could be a situation where they were running. I think I might have been talking about this with a coworker. I can't remember. Okay, just question mark, anonymous. I was talking to an anonymous person about this. And, yeah, I was like, I got to thinking, I'm like, dang, A Quiet Place, because you have to be quiet. I'm for certain it was my mom. I think it was my mom. But anyways, like, because, yeah, it was my mom, because I was like, no, you had to, I remember that's what I was saying, like, you had to, like, be by, like, the ocean or by something that's loud in order to, like, stay away from them things in A Quiet Place. But in a zombie apocalypse and things, like, it's kind of hard because, you know, you just be chilling and things. Next thing you know, you kill, like, and it's like, it's also the same thing because it's like, you can't be loud in a zombie apocalypse either. Because, like, if you shoot, because Walking Dead, that's one thing that it's taught me, like, oh, if you shoot off a gun or if an explosion happens. So you have, like, it's like the opposite pretty much. You know, you got to be in, like, quiet, like, areas in order to stay away from the zombies. And then, actually, no. No, it's the same. It's the same, because A Quiet Place, when them guys, the thing is, though, like, at least in a zombie apocalypse, you can talk and have a conversation. You just have to, you can't talk too loud. But in A Quiet Place, it's A Quiet Place. Like, for those that haven't seen that movie, so they got like this like alien life where if they hear you making any noise, that's what, like, and I mean, like, let's say for an example, if you got some Timbs, right? You got some Timberland boots, and you walk into a house with wooden floor. You know how loud that is? That's loud. You can't do that. You had to walk around. I think these guys was walking around barefoot in that movie. They can't talk. They were communicating with sign language, or they had to whisper. Then I remember at one point this kid had, that was not to spoil the movie for you, but then the toy, like, they had the one kid, he was like, oh, I want to play with this toy. The toy had batteries in it, so it just started going off and being all loud and stuff. And them things just ran up, snatched the kid. I was like, man, that's so messed up. That's so messed up. But yeah, you cannot make any noises and stuff. So in a zombie apocalypse, I don't know. I think I'd rather deal with that, because at least I'm like, I can have like a good conversation and stuff. But like, because me, I'm like, then because knowing me, I'm that type of person where I'm like, you know what? Like, I start thinking of something funny, and then next thing you know, I'm all like, guys, like, look, I'm trying my hardest to be quiet, but I just started this video I had seen like before all of this, and that video is really starting to get to me. Like, I'm about to start laughing. I'm like, we need to get somewhere fast, like, because if I start laughing, then that's it. Like, it's over. Like, I'm not. We gonna get attacked by them by those things and stuff. But in a zombie, like, either way, like, the power is out. You can't use your phones. You can't do nothing. Like, it's just either way, it'll be messed up. But anyways, dang, I haven't done a 30-minute random talk in a while. I think it's been a while since I did like a 30-minute random talk. I gotta aim for an hour. I think that's what I should do one of these days. I'll probably try to do it tomorrow. But anyways, I will talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. If you're viewing this on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe. And if you're viewing this on the podcast streaming service, make sure you follow or subscribe, however it's set up. And if you are purchasing tickets from SeatGeek, make sure you use my promo code TMossBoss. It will knock $20 off your first purchase. So, that being said, I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening, and peace.